Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. How are y'all doing today? I greatly appreciate you coming in. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to Think About It Sunday. And our topic for today is what's the new plan for the new year? Okay. What is your plans? What are your do you, what are your plans? What you got planned? What you got to look forward to? Do you have anything planned out, mapped out, sketched, or written down? Okay. And do you have a goal? Do you have a goal or a end date? Or are you just going along like I get to it when I get to it? Okay. Um, Today's episode is very important for entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, that's it's a like a kind of a must thing that you must do, and it is good to plan everything that we do. If you are not an entrepreneur, it's still good to plan. It's still good to plan. Like say you want to take a trip like in July, you want to go to St. Thomas. Okay, well and then the plan might be, well, I'm going to save up my money for this trip. Or you could have started last July, said, okay, you didn't have a vacation last year, because of COVID and things of that nature. And you could you put in the plan into motion. Okay, well, I'm gonna just save my money. I'm gonna just save my money. Some of us are just saving our money, and putting it to the side because we don't know, what's gonna happen. We also, in our lives, it's good to plan everything. And sometimes our plans don't go as we want them to go, but we try to, write them. We try to do them anyway. Try to accomplish something in that year, or the new year for what we have planned. And I was, and my business coach, she asked me in our last session. She asked me, um, what are your future goals? What are your plans? What are your goals? What goals do you have? And I simply wrote them down. And I'll tell them to you because we're talking. And my goals were, okay. And my business coach made it a homework assignment. Homework assignment. And I wanted to have these goals have goals, okay? I've always tried to have goals when I'm doing something. Okay, I've always been a planner because my grandma had taught me it's good to plan stuff and write it down and make it plain and go from one goal to the next. And so I had five major goals for 2021, right? I had five major goals for 2021. And one was uh to finish my audiobook. Okay. Finish my audiobook. So even though I'm kind of late with that plan, I still gonna have it done by end of the year because I'm almost there. And another goal of mine was to finish the workbook, which I have done. That is complete. That the workbook is done. And another goal was to be more involved with my accounting. Be more involved with my accounting, right? As far as money is concerned, that is one of my main concerns as an entrepreneur. And it can be yours on a regular basis if you just budget your money. Sometimes we don't need some do not need accounting. Some of us just need to budget our money. Like, okay, we're gonna go back to goal number one, audiobook. Okay, I knew I wanted to make my book an audiobook. Okay, and some things came up during the process of doing the audiobook, turning my book into an audiobook. And some of those things kind of held me up. They kind of held me up. As far as going to the hospital, getting emergency, working. I was working in the beginning of 2021 with a regular job, and I had to, go to work. And then that kind of made me kind of tired. So I worked on my audiobook when I could. Okay. So um those things kind of maybe kind of held us up if we had to go back to work, or we had to go like, okay, pinch with our money, pinch with the budget, you know and but we still made it through that goal for that year, or what, if it's 6 months to a year goal, right? Finish the workbook. Number two, finish my workbook. Okay, now with finishing the workbook, I finished that workbook um on the 15th of September. And the thing was that I decided some things I needed in my business that I wanted to really have, I really didn't have control over. And by me being diagnosed with having sciatic nerve pain, that kind of made me kind of like not, it didn't make me, it had me thinking that this pain was a continuous thing, which was not. And since I was diagnosed with that, I went on ahead and let my regular job go, things of that nature. So now I can focus on my business as per se. So the workbook, it got completed in a nice due time. I decided to go ahead and obtain me a business coach, which was very important to me because I found myself trying to do 5 million things at one time. I found myself doing 5 million things. And this was one of the major goals. This was another goal on my 5 major goals for the year, is finding me a business coach, because I found myself just running amok, just one thing from this thing to that thing without any order, right? And she got me to the point where I would do things on a regular basis, and it was in a timely manner, order fashion. Okay, she even she used my encouragement. She was, because sometimes I would be depressed and I wouldn't want to do no work, and I was like, I ain't trying to do that really right now, and then had to take care of home life and things like that, and being, and kind of dealing with my mental state of mind was one of the flaws that I have. And right now my thing is just concentrating on my business and doing one thing at a time. You can't do everything, because if you try and do everything one time, only some things will get done, and then some things will fall behind and falter. Okay, so, and another goal of mine was to start helping other authors. Start helping other authors create their books, create their scripts, create their manuscripts for their books that they want to publish. And that called for me to go into my own zone and write out everything I had to do. I had to write out everything I had to do for helping other authors. So that means I sat down, wrote out everything that I've had to experience during my time of being an author. And my and my thing is sometimes you might think it's a drawback to do something, but really it's another step forward. So I had to go into my brain and sit down and create this publishing consultant package. And it really made me think. It really made me had to sit down and think about what I had to do, how I'm gonna plan this out, how if someone approaches me, how we're gonna do this in so many segments, how much it get paid, how much payment's gonna be. It made me really sit down and think, and really sit down and write. And I didn't even realize I realized at the time I was really creating another book. And in that time frame, I understood, okay, this is an asset. This is becoming an asset for me, of me helping other authors create their books, and what steps do they have to take and things like that. And we'll talk about that in the authors section Sunday, next segment at 6 o'clock. And the thing is when you have goals, and sometimes you'll end up turning around having more goals than what you apparently thought you can have. Like money wise, I had to think beyond what I was already making. My business coach taught me, I had to think beyond of what I could foresee of me making in the future, besides just what I'm making now. She says, write it down, write all the bills you got out. Okay. Write all the bills you got out, and how much you make a month right now, and how much you want to make in this period of time, in this segment, in this thing, and what things you may have to implement to increase your income. Okay, that's one of my goals. I want to increase my income. I had to sit down and and what do I see myself doing in the future? What other things I see my business doing in the future? Like, okay, I'm an author. So my thing is, okay, what do you want to do in my business to become more visible to my client, to gain more clientele, which means start doing more vendor events. Okay, that's a 1 year goal. Okay, sometimes your goals, you have them in 6 months, or you have a year goal. You want 6 months or a year goal. Now, I have another concept that I want to have is a workshop. Now, workshop, what do I want to do? Do I want to start it in 6 months, or do I want to start it in a year? Okay. Um, and that was something that my business coach had given me. What do I want to do within this? Do I want to do a workshop or things like that? Hey, do you want to do it 6 months, or do you want to do it in a year? And sometimes we have to put these plans, and do they have a deadline? Do they have a stop? Do they have okay, well, I want to do this 6 months. Okay, 6 months from now is what? December, January, December, January, February, March, April, May. Okay, a workshop. What do you want to do? Do you want to do that in that time, or do you want to do it in a shorter time, like 3 months? Or, and it's always good to plan them out for what you had to do for the new year. Now, in these new year plans, I've already accomplished my major goals for 2021. I've already done those. Okay. And I'm gonna keep doing, more time with the accountant, and possibly go back to making my baskets. I want to do that. Maybe I'll do one every 3 months or so, like that. And just because making baskets for me is like a stress reliever. I try to put some relaxed time in there, and it doesn't have my mind consumed with working on my business all the time. It's like, look, I'll go ahead and make these baskets, and it relaxes me, it comforts me, it takes my mind off all the other stressful stuff I had to think about. Okay, so, and then I had to, now it's like this is 2022 coming around the corner. So I had to plan out what I want to do for 2022, which is the workshop, doing more vendor events, um, you know, where complete maybe you know, work on my third book. Work on my third book I want to work on, and how and what kind of time sequence I want to have with that. That's a year goal. Um, you know, and purchase a car by the end of the year, by the end of year 2022, because right now I do not have no transportation. So that is one of my goals I put on the list. Okay. Um, do more speaking and singing engagements. I'm a I'm a motivational speaker and a gospel artist. So, what kind of events and what kind of things I have to do to bring that to fruition? What do I have to do? I have to put myself out there. I have to do more, speak up. You know, okay, do you need a singer? Do you need a singer for your program? Do you need a vocalist for your program? Do you know, put yourself out there for some things that you want to do, such as doing vendor events and do more speaking and singing engagements. Okay, more networking and collaboration with other businesses and organizations. That's a goal for 2022 for me. And the thing is that we have to we have to we have to be more outgoing. I have to be more outgoing in my business, and you do too. If you want to make income, you have to learn how to collaborate and network with other businesses that are in your field. Okay, and you see people always talking about, I'm going to this program, I'm going to that program, and they got a singer for this, and they got a singer for that, and this and that, you know, and they're doers. They're doers. And for us to be doers, we have to get out there and do. Not just sit behind a camera and, okay, well, I just sit here and I think they're just gonna come popping up at my door. No, that is not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Hey, like I said, increase my business revenue. That is one of the goals I have for 2022. And when your money is funny, it's not gonna be fun. Okay, so I think we need to put that on top of the list. Increase the money, the business revenue, and some of these goals can be 1 year, 6 months, or 3 months, or 4 months. However you want to plan it out, it has to be planned. Don't just, okay. Well, I think I'm gonna do this, and then I'm just, like my mama said, I'm gonna just throw this on the wall and hope it stick. That was the old me. I used to think like that. Well, if I just did something, it automatically give me some money. No, I can't do that. That's not gonna work anymore. That mindset just not gonna work. So, what do you have planned? What's the new plan for the new year? What do you have planned? Did you write it out? Did you make it plain? Did you at least start on your project? When do you had a and what is your deadlines? Give yourself deadlines when it comes to your plans. Give it a deadline, give it an end date, give it a stop. Give it a stop. Give it a time where you know that it is I don't want to this the time is up for that. Just like with me and my business coach, we was talking, and she said, okay, well, now you have to do the pre-order for your book. And now I asked her, so how long does that last? That lasts until you want it to last, and you have to put an end date to it. Okay. And um, so I put the end date to it, and I moved on to the next thing. And my thing is always, I realized something in business and in life. Everything has an end date. Everything has an end date. No matter what it is, it's got an end date to it. Nothing lasts forever. You have to put an end date to, uh, to relationships, to friendships, to is it, sometimes I had to rethink about the way I interact with people. And if the interaction isn't right, okay, we don't need to talk. This year I put an end date to a lot of lot of draining relationships. I put it into a lot of draining and not motivated and not prospering for me, not making a way for me to move to the next level. And when I put the end dates to them, I kind of felt like, man, really, like I sat here and wasted all that time with that, and or with that person, or things of that nature. And it really like dawned on me, like, ooh, I wasted 6 months. I wasted time, And then I look back when I first started writing my book. I would write for 6 months, stop for 6 months, write for 6 months, stop for 6 months. And I said I had to get out of that habit. And when I decided to get my business, when I decided to go to the next level, I need a business coach. My business coach she gave me this idea. She says, take 1 hour, take 1 hour, take 1 hour to write to work on your book for an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, or an hour, however long you want that time to be. And when you writing or you working on something for an hour, tell the people that you live with don't disturb you. Turn off your phone, cell phone, tablet, computer. If you're using a computer, all right, you got no problem, but turn off the notifications so you don't get Facebook and you won't get Instagram. And you don't. I just turn my phone off completely. I just turn it off. I don't turn it when I'm writing, when I'm working on my business. I turn it off. I don't want no disturbances, because those distractions hold you up. Okay, so what's the plan for the new year? I just want to come in and give y'all a couple of pointers to let you know that if you got plans this year, write them down. Write them down, write them down, write them down, write them down. This is why I wrote them down. I wrote my plans down for 2021, and I wanted to let y'all know that if you don't write it down, they're not going to get accomplished. Because I remember I would make goals and I would make plans and stuff, and then I would like, well, I get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll work on it another day, or I'll do this. And now I've gotten to the point where I don't wait till tomorrow, because as life goes, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So you got plans for 2022. Get busy. Write them down and write them down. Okay, you say, like, I got this one. Start doing vendor events. That's a 1 year goal. In 1 year, and in that 1 year, how many events do I want to do? How many vendor events I want to do? Then I got to break it down to how much money I'm going to spend on traveling and expenses for these vendor events. Everything comes back to money. Everything comes back to money. If I want to do it, like I want to buy a car, okay, I got to save up. So that means I got to have the money for the deposit, I got to have money for the license, I got to have money for the tags and title, insurance, all that good stuff, right? And I got to have all that together when I look at the car I want, right? Because ain't nothing worse than saying, I used to do this to myself a long time ago. I'm going to look at a car. I will go look at a car, and I want the car, and I really like the car. But one thing I couldn't do, I couldn't get the car because I had no license. So now that is something I'm working on. Also obtaining my license for this, obtaining my driver's license, because the past stuff that's passed in the past has caught up with me where I cannot get my license. But I'm solving them in a due process of time, and now I'm moving the wheel. The wheel is moving with it. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there, because I'm determined. I'm gonna get my license back. Okay. So my thing is, have a goal, have a time zone of it. What it's gonna be is gonna be 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year. It's gonna be that. Or and the complete, with that, the vendor event I was talking about. Okay, go find out where these vendor events are at. Go find out where the vendor events are at and do your research on how much we got spent on a plane. Can you take the train? Can you get a rental car? Can you get the Uber? Can you all those things matter when you plan stuff. And how much money are you going to spend? I remember my first vendors event I went to, it was at a gospel, a friend of mine in Virginia. She was having her anniversary, her gospel anniversary. Hello, how you doing? Hi, how you doing on Instagram? Hello, tourism travel. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining the broadcast. And I remember I was going to an event I got invited to for a gospel program. And my friend was celebrating her second anniversary for church. And for her singing, she's a solo artist. And she invited me. Okay. So during that time, I had to figure out how I'm going to get my books from Uniontown, Pennsylvania to Portsmouth, Virginia. And what I realized was I had to mail them there to the hotel I was staying at. And I had to turn around and pay for a hotel room. Pay for the hotel room. I had to pay for that hotel room, child. I had to pay for that hotel room. And then I had to pay for a train ticket. Then I had to pay for travel, or I had to pay for food. I had to, I had to have all that stuff in a list of what I had to do for that event I was vending at. And now I completely understand. Well, some people take somebody with them so they can do their, they can do their, they can do their, they can help, set the table up and decorate your set, your spot, your spot where you're gonna be at vending at, like your decorations and your banners and your tablecloth and your dress your table up and things like that. And all that is very important when I do a vendors event. So that was my first vendors event, and I learned a lot from that. I learned tremendously a lot. And so my thing is that always be prepared. Always be prepared when it comes to your money, when it comes to your income, when it comes to have make a plan. Write it down and make it plain. Okay. So I want to thank y'all for coming in for Think About It Sunday. What's the new plan for the new year? What do you have planned? What you got planned? Tell me your plans. I want to know, and I want to know if any entrepreneurs are out there that have vendor events open, vendor event spots open. Because I'm very interested in traveling. I want to travel a little bit. I want to travel a little bit more this year. And just keep me in mind, Sharice Johnson Moore, LLC. Okay? I want to tell y'all thank you for coming in today. And I love you. And I hope you have a blessed day. All right? I'm going to take a nap now. And I will see y'all back here at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. for Author's Excerpt Sunday. Okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, babies.